Hello guys, today I decided to release another lesson from my newest course about Livewire 4 because I really want to show my favorite feature of Livewire 4, which is islands. What that is, what it does, and why it is so important for Livewire performance, especially for bigger pages with a lot of components and a lot of dynamic elements. Watch this video, and if you want the full course of 7 lessons, what is new with Livewire 4, the link will be in the description below. And until tomorrow, there's currently a promotion, 40% off yearly or lifetime membership on Laravel Daily. And if you think that there will be no courses watched because AI will take over, wait for it. I have so many plans for 2026. I will review the new Laravel AI SDK that will be launched in February, also native PHP version 2 and version 3. Then there's Laravel 13 coming. AI will not know about any of them right away. So your support for Laravel Daily will motivate me to continue with courses. And now back to Livewire. After watching this video, comment below, do you like islands as much as I did? In this video, I want to show you Islands, the new Livewire 4 feature that people are very excited about. So one of the problems in Livewire 3 and before that was performance on dynamic elements that caused the refresh of full component if something needs to change. And if that full component contains, for example, heavy eloquent query or database operation, then the whole page is unstable for a while. Now with islands, you can isolate different parts of your component to be refreshed and managed separately without full component refresh. Let me show you that in action with quite a few interesting details and options. And on the right, you see the network tab, and I will show you exactly when network requests are happening. So here I have a demo Livewire component, tickets dashboard, to basically show the latest tickets for agent, for example, for support agent. This is a single file component in Livewire 4, and we have SQL query, eloquent query, and for example, let's add 2 seconds of sleep on top. And then at the bottom in the blade part, you just have for each in the table or in divs, whatever you want, nothing really too fancy here. So now, if I just refresh that page, see on the right how much time it takes to load the dashboard, and only then the data appears. For new people visiting that in the browser, look at the experience. I hit enter, a second, a 2, and only then things appearing. Wouldn't it be cool to show agent dashboard right away and load the data a bit later when it arrives? So this will be one of the examples of island, and let's go step by step. So somewhere in the blade where you pass the data, you may add something like this. Island, and then at the end, and island. Like this. And that already would isolate that part of the blade. But it will not solve the problem right away, because if I refresh the page, it's still same 2 seconds. But I can add one parameter. So island, defer, true, like this. And now look what happens if I refresh the page. I refresh, this is loaded automatically, and then in a few seconds the data. Much better user experience. But this is just the beginning with an island. Let me show you some more. Let's imagine that your data is somewhere down below the page, and when the page is loaded, it doesn't even need to be loaded until someone scrolls down. So, for example, I added a lot of breaking space to make it lower, and let's change defer true to lazy true. Look what happens now. I refresh the page, nothing happens, and there's no even update. But when I scroll down, then in a few seconds, the data appears. Maybe it's not the best example in terms of UI because it appeared kind of not the full on the page, and of course it's zoomed in, so in Chrome on 150%. But you get the idea. The actual updating of the data of that component happens only on scroll. But let's get back to defer. I like it better personally, kind of more natural. Next thing, you may add a placeholder while the data is loading, so I will paste it from my notes. So this is the code. Inside of island, you just add placeholder with static text, or for example, we have animate pulse here in this case. And now look what happens when I refresh the page. We have placeholder here, right? So this is even better experience. People know what to expect, what kind of table or something like that. Next use case, what if you want to update the island data from outside of it? Somewhere here on top, you would have refresh button or something like that. For that, let me introduce named islands. So in our island, we define, I will paste it from my notes, define the name. For example, latest ticket island. And from somewhere outside of it, we will trigger the refresh. So I will replace just latest tickets with something from my notes again, which is the button refresh with wire click refresh. And as you can see, wire island with the name of that latest ticket island at the bottom. And also we have two SVGs, and let me show you that all in action. By the way, I'm pasting a lot of things from my notes, but you will have the access to the full repository. The link will be at the bottom of this lesson. So now if we refresh the page, we have something like this. First, 2 seconds to load. And now what happens when we hit refresh? For example, let's remove that sleep 2, but let's add a ticket in the database. So now in the database in the background, I added a new ticket record with the subject new ticket. And now if we hit refresh, it should appear on the top. And the important part in the update Livewire, let's make it a bit bigger. The preview, the HTML result from the server is component snapshot with what is returned from the server. Only that island should be returned, not the full page. Probably in the response it will be seen better. So returns null island fragments. This is where you can see only the island being returned. So yeah, the ticket, it starts with the ticket and not with the full agent dashboard header. And even that is not all with the islands. You can introduce wire poll, the same old wire poll, inside of the island. So for example, here somewhere you can do div wire poll, for example 60 seconds. And then cursor will suggest to add a div at the bottom. Great. So yeah, this means that this part will be refreshed every 60 seconds. Or let's make it 2 seconds just for the case of demo. And let's refresh the full page and see what happens here on the right. We should see update every 2 seconds. And again, each update will return only the island contents, or in fact, the contents of that specific part. So this is the functionality of Island. Really good addition to Livewire, one of the things that people were waiting for. But now a few important considerations when to use islands and what would not work with islands. For example, if you have external variable outside of island, for example, you would have something like this, local variable outside of the island, and you try to load it here. Is this available in the island? We refresh our page and undefined variable, local variable. Also, another thing, you cannot use islands in the for each loop. So you cannot do for each something and then island inside. That would not work. Instead, what does work, and you see that already, for each inside of one island for the data. So that works, but not the other way around. So yeah, use islands whenever you want to defer the loading of some data, probably with something like this with placeholder, so that your users of your website would not wait for a long time until the data loads everywhere.